Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to some more cLoL action. Of course, presented by Saints Gaming CA. Your casters for the day, myself, Daniel, the Save One Meta. Joining me is Daniel Danner's Banner. I had to think about that for a little bit. How you doing?
It's all good. Normally, I'm on the other side of the broadcast, so it's weird to be in front of the camera for once. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
A little nervous, a little excited. I'm happy
good.
to get to cast some League of Legends. It's been
a
good while in general.
Yeah.
Let alone getting the cast it with you, so it should be fun.
Exactly. The last time we casted, I think, was tryouts at the beginning of September. But now we're heading into we're already in this draft.
Yeah,
no time whatsoever.
Yeah, not wasting any time whatsoever. Like you had said, we got the Kled gone right away and Vladimir so far.
Yeah. So the Kled coming through, of course, is targeted towards the top lane pool. Let's take it out. Very annoying solo queue champion as well. We've got the Vladimir being taken off the board. Vladimir, also very annoying in the mid lane, can be flexed into the mid lane as well as the top lane, right?
Okay, Orianna going down as well. Just so overall rather consistent utility mage, right?
Yep.
And usually you don't see them banned too often, do you?
No, not really. Orianna's always kind of like in the meta.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right?
She's never bad.
Yeah, she's always kind of like, she's like Ari.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, like you could pick Orianna and you could be satisfied with it, but it's no Vladimir. So
Yeah, and then Sejuani getting taken out as well, and then Zach. I've been hearing a lot of strong things, good things in regards to him getting a couple changes in his favor. It looks like.
Yeah, he's slowly risen to the top of the jungle pool recently. I've been looking at the jungle tier list, and definitely Zach is up there. Sejuani, I don't really like that ban, so it's a little bit of a mistake on John's part, but. Yeah, they're gonna be banning that here as well. We got a couple of picks. Lucian coming through for the first pick. Of course, you can also flex that into the top as well as the ADC pool. However, we haven't really been seeing Lucian in the bot lane, so I feel like that's going top lane.
Okay, and then on the other side for St. Clair, we do have Jussie picking up the Nautilus and then the Ezreal as well.
Yeah, so that bot lane is a little bit more aggressive, I feel. Ezreal has usually been that ADC that's slowly come back into the meta as well. And I like to analyze this as well, is that if whoever's on the blue side has the first pick priority, and they're going to pick the champion that they want to just immediately lock down, immediately secure. The other guys, the guys on the red side, like to pick something that can counter that first pick, and I feel like Saints Gaming want to go for that heavy bot lane prioritization, and they've definitely done so.
And we have the Pantheon coming out here. We had seen it a couple times from St. Clair in the past. I believe it was Young Falcon playing it.
Yeah.
And he's hit or miss, but when he does finally hit, it does explode. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he pulls off that one.
Yeah, as well. Ornn Silas going to be coming through. Ornn, very, very strong in the top lane pool. Yeah, very strong top lane just because of his burst potential at level 6 as well. Silas has slowly been building up his jungle prowess as well. We've been seeing it a lot in Diamond as well as the Master Grandmaster Challengers. So that's doing really, really well over there. On the other side, though, Pantheon going to be coming through, banned throughout all of Worlds, and then finally when it was picked, it was like, it's Pantheon. He's not that great.
Okay. And Silas got changed up a little bit. Somewhat recently, right?
Yeah. I don't really know what, honestly. But there was a massive rework. It's like they changed a couple of his abilities. People were saying for a little bit that it wasn't that great, but then they started to really see like the impact of Silas, just because he's able to survive those very elongated fights and has massive amounts of burst damage.
Oh, it's amazing when you put the efforts that you would have put into talking trash, saying that this was bad, into actually putting some time into the character and figuring out how it works, and it actually ends up still being good.
Yeah.
What a concept.
What a concept. A bunch of bans going to be going across the board as well. The Jarvan as well as the Olaf going to be going through. Really nice target on the jungle pool over there. Two top-tier early game junglers. The only thing I was thinking about is that Gragas pick. Of course, Elise has also been massive here in the meta, but Gragas has slowly been building up just because he has so much burst damage.
For sure. And then on the other side, we see Renekton coming out. If we were thinking that was a Lucian top, this Renekton, I think, just kind of shuts it down.
Yeah.
As Everyone's favorite lane bully coming out to play in this one.
Yeah, Renekton, very annoying to face against here in the mid lane. It's going to be kind of interesting to see who they actually pair up against Renekton. Pantheon probably going to be going towards the top lane, but the Yasuo coming through. I was just hearing a little bit of murmurs going over there that they wanted the Gragas Yasuo, and it would have worked so well with Nautilus, as well as the stun potential coming through from Pantheon. But no, it's just going to be played on the other side. As well as Set going to be coming through. That's so nice. That's so good.
Now, we didn't get to see it on, like, it wasn't streamed last week, but apparently Lord Touch Me went absolutely insane with Set in their last week's match.
Yeah.
Making it, I think it's like 15-2 or something like that in the final game. So the Set apparently is really, really strong. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Could be really good coming through here, as we do have a little bit of time to waste before the actual game itself, but we do have two amazing comps coming through. I really like what each of these guys have cooked up for us here in the draft. Lucian also going to be going towards the bot side with the Ornn. So Ornn,
that's a little odd, isn't it?
I don't like that comp.
This is so strange.
Yeah, the only strong potential that I see out of it is a little bit of a wombo combo with Yasuo and the rest of the knockups, and I think that's the only reason that they wanted that whole ordeal to go on. But, I don't like it.
I'm just thinking in terms of additional knockups for Yasuo. So what, is it just Ornn at this case that has it?
So Silas has it.
Silas as well, okay.
His E, when you land the chains, it knocks your target up. The Ornn has two of them. So he's got his initial E, the knock up with that, and then also his ultimate. The Renekton for amazing lockdown, so I don't think, obviously Renekton doesn't have a knock up, but still, a decent comp coming across. But the one problem that I see with it is that it's very easily shut down, because you've got the Lucian who's a lane bully, which is awesome.
Right.
But what does he scale into if he doesn't have kills? Nothing, right? Lucian's pretty useless late game. Yasuo, regardless, is going to scale once you hit that 20 to 30 minute mark.
Right.
But other than that, he's kind of useless, so you can shut him down as well. The Yasuo loves to go aggressive within the lanes, and it's going to be all up to Gragas, Jesse, to shut him down. You got to watch out for this mid lane matchup because of how much lockdown St. Clair has on this.
Just kind of looking at the St. Clair squad, this seems like all around just solid. Like,
yeah,
you've got your CC, you've got okay scaling, maybe not the strongest of scaling, but still decent. You've got lockdown, you've got dispersion, you've got whatever kind of crowd control you want. And then knowing that Lord Touch Me is on that set once again, especially after last week, feeling pretty good about this one.
Yeah, usually into Renekton, any matchup is scared because Renekton's Renekton. You never like to face that lane bully. However, when you're playing Set, you have a massive smile on your face because Set is so incredibly strong in the early game as well as is scaling into the mid game. Gragas is an amazing early game jungler as of recently. Of course, he's going to be facing the powerhouse that is Silas, so I'm kind of skeptical on that matchup.
Right.
As for Pantheon, Ezreal, Nautilus, I love this whole entire matchup down here. Pantheon loves to lock targets down with the amount of burst potential that he has. Ezreal is going to scale into the mid to late game, so watch for Blazin' as he ends up going crazy in that stage of the game. Nautilus as well loves to go aggressive within these lanes, so they have amazing jungler follow-up potential, and I think that they can very easily gank a lane, such as Lucian and Ornn.
And then just looking over to Blazin', apparently, according to his time with us on the Bird's Eye View, his strategy is just to run it down mid and int.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if he can. He will feed.
Yeah.
Let's say the Lucian, and then Young Falcon will get the shutdown gold.
Yeah.
This is the strat.
That's the strat. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you gotta feed the kills over in order to get the shutdown potential. Of course. I'm just trying to turn that into analysis, and I can't. I'm laughing too.
Sorry, bro.
But we got an amazing draft so far, and I definitely think the Saints have won the draft. Definitely with this squad that they've put together. The Set, Gragas, Pantheon, Ezreal, and Nautilus is just so incredibly nice together. The only thing that we've been seeing just a little bit in laning phase is instead of heal, ADCs have been taking TP to not miss any minions. back timing is massive in the bot lane, and if you miss 1 or 2 waves, then the whole entire lane could actually just lose.
I believe it.
For yourself. And knowing Ezreal or knowing Lucian and Ornn, they're going to be really wanting to shove this lane as fast as possible. Ezreal's going to be shoved up against this tower. How is he going to get back to lane without missing CS? I don't know.
Yeah, and just Ornn as a support is still just kind of
Mind
trying to wrap my head around it. It's a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Personally, Ornn's a little bit new to me, but anytime I had seen it, it was always top lane. So I was like, how is this going to work here?
Yeah. LS has been playing it in the jungle. He's always loved Ornn jungle.
Okay.
But definitely, Ornn in the support role is a little bit weird. So I definitely agree with you on that one.
I'll definitely have to see how that turns out, as it looks like the game is just about ready to
There we go.
All right.
Whoa, look at that bottom bar.
Oh, let's go. I like it.
Yeah, we get a little bit of a showcase. I like it. And no glitches.
That's always good to see.
Exactly. What's a design if there is glitches? But we see all of these brand new features on the top bar. If you look at the top of your screen, then you see the best of 3 little dots.
An actual scoreboard.
Exactly, as well as the team names going below that. You also see the timers on the top right and the top left. We ended up finding how to do that. We also see on the right and left sides of your screen, all of the portraits are color coordinated.
Beautiful. Absolutely love what all of you have been doing with the streams lately.
Yeah. I had to take the viewers in for a little bit of a tour.
Fair enough. Now, as for the game itself, got her pretty much a standard line of scrimmage of sorts across the river. Nobody doing anything too cheeky in this first game.
Yeah, and you usually see that. Definitely in week 1s, but since we are in week 6, you expect a little bit more aggressiveness, and you can kind of see it over on the side of the... are they actually called the Blue Jays? That's kind of funny.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So for the Blue Jays, they were setting up for a little bit of a top lane invade of sorts. They had 3 members up there. Just going to be putting a deep ward inside of the Raptor pitches to check for any sort of rotates. But vanilla starts on both sides. Both going to be starting on the respective bot lane buffs.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Very calm start to this game. Everyone heading back to their lanes, and let's see what can happen here as both of the bot lane teams getting there at the same time. So no real advantage to push towards a level 2 or anything like that.
Nope, just very standard. Both of these ADCs grabbing their first CSs, if you want to call it that, as well. It's going to be a little bit in the advantage of Ezreal and Nautilus, just because they have about 1 minion up, about a half a minion. It's kind of weird, but they're about 1 minion up in terms of getting that extra XP. So if they want to capitalize on that, they can. But also a little bit of a weird start coming through from the Sylas.
He took a lot of damage.
He did. And you usually don't see this type of start come in for junglers nowadays. You usually do go for a Gragas start, where he went blue, Gromp into his red side jungle, and you instantly get level 3. It's a really, really good strat. But same thing can happen for Sylas. He just took his whole entire red side, but he has to go back to base.
Yeah. Yeah, you got level 3 first, but now he's not healthy in the slightest, so had to retreat. And then already up on the top side, we already have Lord Touch Me. He did have the level advantage, but we have a gank coming in. This is Jesse going in.
Yeah, he's going to be going in. A lot of burst damage going to be going down onto the Yasuo. Yasuo trying to flash out of his scenario. Going to do it successfully. Also going to get the Ignite down. The Pantheon was the one that didn't, I don't want to say waste it, but he ended up using it. But he did not use the flash. So definitely something to note in the mid lane.
Yeah, pressure's still on. And speaking of which, this bot lane just, the Lucian there, just poking away at poor Blazin.
Yeah.
Making it dangerous for him to keep farming.
Yeah, this is what we predicted in Champion Select, is that Ezreal is going to be pushed back onto the tower. However,
mid lane mess. Here we go.
We do see another mid lane fight going to be going down as we switch over to that. Jesse kind of getting caught out. He wanted to do the actual scuttler, but he's not going to get it, unfortunately.
Yeah, he just kind of do a little bit of poke here and there, and no one really hard engaged on that. So
yeah,
everyone's fine. I don't think Jesse blew flash or anything. So
no. Yeah, it was
nothing too crazy.
It was very basic, just because Pantheon knows his advantage here in the mid lane. He knows that he is beating Yasuo in terms of the summoner pool. In terms of the sustain pool. I don't know how many corrupting pots he still has. I don't know if that's like just a spectator glitch or if he actually just has none. But Young Falcon sitting in the mid lane, basically on full HP. If they do want to try and gank this Yasuo, it could be very helpful for themselves. However, we do see in the bot lane that Orin Lucian has been roaming. They also just want to try and get the scuttler down here.
And trying to possibly make it safe for the jungler to come in maybe later on during this, like in a few minutes or so.
Yeah.
Possibly tower dive on the top side though.
Ooh.
Heads up, Lord Touch Me. He's still alive. No, never mind. He goes down.
Yeah.
The tower's not going to take care of it.
A lot of damage going down onto that set up there. If he saved his W, he maybe could have survived, but maybe he used it a little bit too early on. So Lord Touch Me not going to get the advantage here in this lane. Going to give an immediate kill over to Renekton as well. Really good by Silas to do that too. Don't take the kill for yourself. Give it to your top laner, and you get the advantage early on.
Yeah, considering that was like a relatively even top lane as well. Like Renekton wasn't exactly having the most fun in the world.
Yeah.
Him getting that kill is just so nice.
Yep, grabbing the Tiamat for yourself just means a little bit of extra damage when you do want to go in. The Renekton combo also going to be coming out as we see in these later fights. Really good to shut the set down early on, but he's not down and out just yet. Did go back to base, got himself a Ruby Crystal. We also see in the bot lane. I'm trying to freeze that wave down there.
Yeah, that was a ton of minions coming at the blue side.
So much. So we got to watch out for that, and it's also really good because you're forcing your the enemy Nautilus and Ezreal to shove up.
And here he comes.
Which makes room for a gank. Just focus the Nautilus is what both of these guys are saying. Just try and stun them up as best as possible as well in the top lane. Going to be going through the set in the counter gank. Coming through really nice. Jussie not able to flash body slam that one, but does waste the flash of Renekton on that front. Also on the bot lane.
JHU still not done here. They want the Ezreal as well. Blazin does put the ward down, but it's going to be probably a little too late.
Yeah.
Knows his impending doom. And now on the top lane, Lord Touch Me does actually finally go down as well. Juke, here comes Young Falcon, gets the stun off, and he is going to be able to take down the Lucian. There's a lot of low health bars actually on the side of the Blue Jays right now. They might have to turn and retreat. Yasuo going to try and chase with a no mana. Ezreal, Blazin going to throw that one away, unfortunately, but he might get traded out. The ult actually, though, from the Yasuo is going to keep things interesting. Young Falcon going down as well. Damn. All right.
Damn. That's exactly the words that I have as well. As we saw Young Falcon go down there for that extra little bit of support, and I really like what they were doing down there. And I do want to watch a replay of that just to see all of the action that ended up happening. I really liked how Yasuo stuck to his gut, took out Blazin early on, and as well tried to stay alive. A lot of damage going to be going out with the Pantheon. So they grabbed the 2-for-1 instead of just a normal trade.
Yeah, back and forth like trades there, and unfortunately there for Blazin, kind of overstayed his welcome, had no more mana for another shift, another teleport, and the Yasuo just absolutely abused that.
Yeah, really good. Yasuo going back to base with his extra gold, grabbing himself 2 daggers as well as berserkers. This is usually Yasuo's power spike in the early game, the boots, which is kind of surprising to a lot of people. But
yeah, boots
is
a power spike.
Right. It adds extra mobility, extra attack speed, and Yasuo's base stats are just so incredibly good. That's fine. So yeah, he's going to be surviving as well. A lot of Yasuos have been just going for the Raptor camps. Maybe checking that one out as well. He's going to be going towards the top side, maybe looking for Krugs or even just a top lane gank.
I mean, Lord Touch Me is a little bit away from the turret, but not too far. Looks like they're going to just take the ward and call it a win there.
Yeah, definitely good. Good roaming presence coming in from Yasuo here in the top lane. But we got to look at the power spikes of St. Clair. What exactly do they need to do in order to come back into this one? You're looking at your Ezreal. You need to get a couple of kills onto him. You're also looking at your Pantheon. It's Pantheon. He's 1-1-1. He's got the Serrated Dirk. Definitely very strong in terms of the lethality field. Got to start roaming on that champion if you really want to make a big impact.
Yeah, and Blazin's kind of at the point where he's just trying to farm up this tier, right? So he's not necessarily a non-factor, but not at his strong suit, at least at this very moment.
Yeah, Jussie also going to be coming with a Predator.
Yeah, both junglers hanging around this mid section. Possibly just waiting to counter gank, but as Falcon dives in, he's going to be the one getting locked up.
That's a little bit weird as Yasuo goes in for the last breath.
And they might push aggressive on this.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be Yasuo flashing in and charging forward. Has 2 levels onto Jussie if he really wants to try and push this. But I think Jussie's going to just try and get out of dodge. He should have this dash again in a second. Good flash, and he should be fine.
Oh, that was so close. I was looking at the Sylas ultimate as a main prioritization there. Oh, wow. There's the Renekton combo we all know and love.
Oh, yeah, that did a good chunk of damage, but at least Lord Touch Me was able to trade some back. So
right.
Any sort of solo tower dive attempt is probably thwarted at this point.
What's really good is that Renekton also went back to base and got a Kindle Gem, a little bit of extra health as well as cooldown reduction for himself. Just means that he's able to go in for these trades just even that much faster. He's also got 40 CS on top of Lord Touch Me. So.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's never a fun scenario to be in as well. The enemy jungler, it's going to be, we're going to call him 4. But he's going to be taking the Herald, which adds a lot of pressure towards these tower plates. Where does he want to put it, though, is my big question.
Must be so nice he was just able to solo that thing completely by himself. Yep. Laners, just keep farming, whatever. I got the objective.
Exactly. Almost building towards his Runic Echoes very, very soon. As well, Yasuo going back to base, getting himself a Zeal. We also get to see our matchup later today at 6 o'clock. We have St. Clair Saints versus the CU Ravens in our CSGO match.
Yeah, playoff match. That should be an exciting one. You'll catch that match right after this at 6 p.m. Of course, Saints Gaming CA. Let's see it.
Yep. As well, back to our match at hand. We're still in game number 1 in this best of 3 action. We are starting to see the JHU Blue Jays very, very aggressive in every single lane from what we see so far. Yasuo not getting punished for his over-aggressiveness.
Yeah, it's taking a long way around.
Just going to be, walking around just like you said. There is 2 pink wards in the rivers, though. I don't know if Yasuo wants to go for either of those or if he even saw either of those. But St. Clair, they have prioritization in the top lane, but for what reason, right? What are these 2 wards for mainly? I don't know. It's really nothing at this point since there is a dragon that's up. They could move those pinks down to the bot side.
Yeah, the Herald's already gone.
Exactly. Right? Be a little bit more smart with your pink wards.
Anyways, across the board, it just other than the mid lane, like everyone else on St. Clair's side is just getting somewhat wrecked in CS. Just to be completely blunt about it, but you don't usually see like 40 CS down this early, but okay, we gotta dive into mid lane, but Yasuo's fighting back.
Yeah, Yasuo going to be taking a whole lot of damage. Ignite going to be dropped down as a bunch of auto attacks going to be going back and forth. This young Falcon does grab the kill, and he's out of that scenario in the bot lane as well.
Oh, we're diving.
Oh, we see so much fighting going down here as the Sylas wants to prioritize this lane. He's definitely going to do it, as Blazin as well as Night Soap going to be going down. The Herald is so strong. Also Renekton walks out, says not even close.
How did he live in that one? And that was just so much pressure, so much damage being done.
Yep.
That Herald in the bot lane with all of this extra kills on top of it, JHU just walked away with so much gold.
This is how the snowball happens, is that it slowly ramps up to the point where this happens, where you grab 2 towers in the bot lane as well as a free dragon for your troubles, and you just walk out with smiles on your face.
Okay, so this is the true strategy right now. So Blazin put 2 kills onto the Sylas. So Sylas has that shutdown gold ready.
Exactly.
It is time to transfer that over to young Falcon and let poor Falcon carry.
You were talking about that in Champions.
This is the strat.
It could happen. It could happen. We have to wait for that potential, though, just because Sylas is so strong right now. He's got 9 stacks on his Dark Seal. He's got his Sheen for himself. He's got the Runic Echoes. This dude is an absolute beast. Hasn't been dying whatsoever in any of these fights. But Yasuo also getting PD for himself. A major power spike for him. Lucian also getting the Essence Reaper. We were talking about how you need to shut down these priority targets, but all of the priority targets have kills.
Yeah, it's a little brutal. Right now, other than young Falcon with the 2-2-1 record, everybody else is pretty well a non-factor. Like, I had given Lord Touch Me props in regards to his set. Granted, yes, this is still early, but he's definitely having a hard time after that relatively early tower dive that kind of wrecked him a little bit.
6K at 13 minutes is never a good sign if you're any sort of team, and the Lucian being able to dash into set is also never a good sign.
That's confidence right there.
You should never see that. However, you are seeing it as Set slowly wants to build up towards his Black Cleaver, also building up towards his Ninja Tabbies. As these turret plates have fallen, the top lane tower is going to go down. So the snowball has went from the bot lane up into the top lane. We could continue to see it as the mid lane. There's going to be a fight. 4 is unstoppable as the Silas gold not going to transfer.
That's rough. Of all the players you want this on Saints to possibly go down, they picked the one who was the closest to being ahead.
Yep.
And here we go. This fight ain't stopping.
No, it's not, as the Ornhorn going to be coming out, as the Ornhorn doesn't do too much damage, but the rest definitely does, as Yasuo going to be flashing over the wall into Jussie. Jussie being taken very low. Knockup is going to hit as Lucian grabs a double kill for himself. Going to grab the kill onto Set as well, as the enemy jungler, and the ace going to be coming through for the JH2 Blue Jays.
And for their next trick, St. Clair just disappeared. That was absolutely brutal, and it looks like we're going to get a replay on that fight.
Let's see it, as they want to take this mid lane tower. Let's look at this replay. It's going to start off with the Ornhorn, but that's just the initial engage, as Renekton as well going to be going in on for that single target damage. Just kind of adds that little bit of extra, hey, go in, team, we're here. And
peekaboo.
Exactly. Confidence as well as Lucian. But we see Young Falcon going to be grabbing a kill onto the support of all members. Kill is still a kill at the end of the day. Knockup going to be going down onto 2 people, as St. Clair looking for their redemption arc as they try and go down here in the mid lane. Only going to be grabbing 1 kill for their troubles. Kill is still a kill at the end of the day, though.
Yeah, they still got a kill. They made a 5v4 look even, which
is weird.
That's small victories. We take them while we can. I think that was, again, yeah, you said Young Falcon took that one. So all the kills on 1 character. It's a little rough.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, you have to start spreading them out. You just touched on Blazin. Needs any sort of kills here. He's looking like he's not going to be getting his man immune anytime soon either, as the second retro is going to be spawning, as we see in the bottom left.
Okay, so if the first one's Shelly, who's this one?
Oh, they named them and I forget.
Sorry to put you on the spot like
Harold.
Okay.
That's what it is. Shelly and Harold. Yeah, LCS just did that, so kudos to them.
Yeah, otherwise, got a brief second for St. Clair to try and catch their breath, basically, for possibly the Herald attempt.
Taking nothing. They can't really take anything at this point, but they are going to be definitely doing some work over on their front, as now they just want to try and shove in these main lanes, as Lucian is going to be getting out. We do also see potential Pantheon ult coming out here. But Lucian there's 2 types of Lucian players, man. There's the very aggressive ones, and then there's the very passive ones, and we're seeing a very aggressive Lucian here.
Very confident so far, and with how this game's been going, I do not blame him. Ornn ult's coming in, and it's going to get Young Falcon. He's kind of tied up a little bit, but tanky enough for Touch Me, though, is not going to be tanky enough to get through this one. He's going to get dropped down. That's going to be Jack Silly again, getting himself a kill. Flash for flash, and he lives this day. Yeah,
could have been very close, but it wasn't, as the flash is going to be going out on both fronts. Herald also going to be getting taken here at 17 minutes. Is really good that a lot of teams don't capitalize on the second Herald, but is going to be going through. As we also see in the top lane, Silas, if he landed that, could have been a little bit dangerous, but he's acting super aggressive up here in this top lane, just wanting this last tower, but it's just going to be a little bit of CS denial.
And just kind of shoving back to the tower. Herald picked up once again. Get your items, and let's push for all the damage, basically, with Herald next time by. And they're going to get another Dragon on top of this, too, so just even better right now for JHU.
They're just going. The snowball is just going at this point, as JHU are looking like they just want to try and close this game out any second that they can. This is usually the point where teams will either throw or just absolutely close out the game. But with a gold lead like 12K at 18 minutes, I don't think this game is comebackable.
That just kind of hurt to hear a little bit. Well, I mean, if there's any way that St. Clair is going to get back into this, it's just hoping that people like the Lucian on their side, where they're so confident that they try to overextend for a kill because they think, oh, I'm ahead. Wait a minute, I still can't 1v3.
Yep.
And he needs to do that like 5 times at this point.
It's all up to a couple of these St. Clair members in order to really come back. The running it down mid potential is there for JHU if they want to just click down mid.
I'm seeing a lot of shutdown gold.
You are, and I am as well. However, sometimes that means that the player is just that much stronger.
Very true.
Right, it's just like non-killable at this point. As Set is going to try and do literally anything to Renekton, but they can't. As I believe that's Bone Plating going to be coming through. Jesse also
he's thinking about it
for a little bit of damage going to be going back and forth as the stopwatch going to be coming out as well. A lot of damage going to be going down as the Set tries to get out of his scenario alive, and Ornhorn going to be coming across. The double man knockup is going to solidify the 2 kills. Double kill going to be going down, and the stun could be coming out for Renekton. Double gat to the back could be coming out as well for the Lucian. It's going to be doing that as the Silas wanting to be going in. Does get ignited, goes a little bit over aggressive, but the W healing is going to be enough, as well as Conqueror. We know that one of our producers absolutely hates Conqueror, and you can kind of see why. It's because it's just so incredibly strong. Ace going to be coming through for the Blue Jays, and that's going to be the game, 19-4.
Oh my gosh, they were so dang tanky that even when they were down to their last little bit of health, they just bring it right back, bring the Herald out, and let's finish this one. JHU Blue Jays looking very strong in game number 1. Pop, there goes one turret. Off to the second one. They're trying their dangest to try and keep this game alive, but as Lord Touch Me gets deleted, Jussie is going to be short to follow.
Yep.
And then after that, the Nexus.
Yeah, even though Yasuo was entering this base 1, 2, and 6, it does not matter about your KDA score, as long as you have the items available for yourself, and they definitely did, as he has the IE as well as the PD. Just going to be hitting on the Nexus now, just padding the KD stats for the make-believe fantasy pool that they have.
Exactly, right? Yeah, down to its last quarter, it's just about to go down. There it is, JHU Blue Jays taking care of that one in a very, very convincing fashion.
A very simple game and convincing, as you ended up saying. Nothing to really analyze on that front. It's just a very quick sweep across the board.
So the running it down, the inting happened, but getting the shutdown goal did not happen.
No, it did not. So the strat didn't work. Maybe we'll see if it can actually work here in game number 2, as we are going to be taking just a little bit of a break. Don't go anywhere, though. More cLoL action for you in just a little bit.